Good afternoon, and it's a brand new week for the Strategic Management Discourse we hold every afternoon from 3 p.m. Today, we'll be looking at restarting your business after the lockdown. But before we begin with that discourse, let's give you updates on the current case of COVID-19 in Nigeria. At the moment, we have 1,273 confirmed cases with 239 recoveries and 40 deaths. I want to take that again for those who didn't get it at first. We have 1,273 confirmed cases with 239 recoveries and 40 deaths. That's the update from the National Center for Disease Control. Today, to continue the new week, we'll discuss on strategic management as we look at the interesting topic of restarting your business after the lockdown. It's Mr. John Wese. It's coincidentally, today is the last day of the lockdown phase 2 in Lagos, Abuja, and Ogun State. And other states are also having the lockdown. Some have been extended, like Kaduna State. But let's begin with the atmosphere this period. All eyes will be looking at the president. We expect that he will give his speech today by 7 p.m. to tell us so far the situation and if we're going to have an extension or easing the lockdown. What do you expect?
Good afternoon, viewers. Thank you.
Sorry, how was your weekend?
Weekend was quiet,
Quiet.
like you will expect. It was quiet. Thank you again for inviting me.
Yeah.
We are happy to be alive.
Yeah.
That is good. And once again, we say lots of thank you to
Our
all
health workers.
of our health personnel that are in the front runner or in the front burner or in front helping to manage the situation in spite of what they have to work with. Yeah. We want to thank every one of you and the NCDC, the Federal Ministry of Health, the Lagos State, all the state governors. I think they've all rallied around.
Yes.
They're all putting their games into appropriate position. So we thank every one of you. Yeah. With what you're saying, with respect to what we're expecting, it's not been easy. It's not been very easy. Mr. President talked to us, it was in the news that the Federal Ministry of the Minister, as well as the DG of the NCDC, they had a meeting with the President
yesterday.
And maybe the fallout of that
will be what we expect today.
What are we expecting? Otto, do we have enough information for a release by the President to remove the lockdown? The answer is no, we do not.
Let me just let you know the data for the cases, new recorded cases for the whole of last week was 640. One of the largest spikes we've experienced since this thing came into Nigeria.
Now, it could even be more.
Yes, yeah.
It could be more. But guess what? This is what is important about this conversation and the decision the President needs to take. Will they relax within these 3 states? The answer is most likely yes. Okay. So it is now left for these states to come up with their guideline to say, this is how you are going to move around. No parties of any kind, right? So what the President is likely to say is to say, okay, fine. There is no interstate movement, all right? And like you've seen, the governors have already said, they've already talked about the governors have said they've locked down interstate movement unless it is absolutely very important or you are offering an essential service. Yeah. Okay, so that's by the way. So the President will try and show empathy. Ordinarily, I expect 70% of his speech to show empathy and understanding with what Nigerians are going through. Yeah. That's what I expect. The remaining 30% is to tell us, consequently, give us the highlights of the rollback plan.
Of the government.
Of the government.
At this point.
At this point. Give us your rollback plan. Post-COVID or as we are going, what's the guideline? Give us highlights of what you are going to do so that the citizens can respond and say, okay, fine, there is a plan of action, however it is. We want to see that. Everybody wants to see that. Yeah. That's number 2. Number 3, what I expect should be part of that speech is to further admonish us why we need to be careful, why we also need to take to the instructions that are given by the health authorities and the various states governments.
Yeah.
You know, number 4, what the palliatives, the extent to which the palliatives will go, and why they need to tell us that, look, if you have not got, because he needs to reach out to every one of us. Why the government needs to tell us the extra push they need to do, and why, if citizens have not felt the impact yet, why they should still have patience. Empathy. You need to show this. That's what, at least what I'm expecting. We don't have enough information. People are expecting that it to be total. No, there'll be restricted movement. Yeah. There will be restricted movement with appropriate guidelines. Like Lagos have said, you can't move around to any public place without the face mask on. That makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense.
That makes real sense. And then in a few minutes before you get to your presentation, we were talking before we started about the NCDC reaching out because we need to ramp up tests. I mean, UK now, Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab said their target is 100,000 tests daily. I know UK, we may say, is developed. Ghana has done over 40,000. Countries are doing much.
The UK can't hit 100,000 because they don't even have...
that's the target.
Yes,
they want to ramp up to that level.
They are currently doing about 20,000.
Yes. For example, companies like McDonald's are now helping to serve as points for screening and test for their hotline workers. They're beginning to engage service providers. Companies are beginning to open up their channels to become that conduit.
Our case is different at all.
You know, the
they have resources, we don't have. But now, like you mentioned, the NCDC
they're asking for more RNA extraction kits.
Yes.
To expand their COVID-19 testing.
To be able to do
they
that.
Even give the product and the specification and manufacturer.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And if you see, Nigerians have been responding.
Yes, I've seen.
People who have contact, people who even have some of those things in stock are now coming out to say, we can help you. This was what I was saying.
Before.
That they need to come out and say, you know, when you come out and seek for help, the most important thing is the goal. Forget what some other people, I mean, Twitter, people rant on Twitter. That's the word we use. People rant on Twitter.
But the most important thing,
the most important thing is you have reached out for help. So people will come out and say, okay, we have these things. It may not be enough, but you discover that they'll be exhausted. And now people are responding to say, okay, we can help you. We have access. Can you get it done? And things like that. That's very important. And that's what we are saying. I think the NCDC is overwhelmed. That's understandable.
It's a huge work.
And we've been hearing cases of people who even go and say, look, we have this thing, please come and test us and attend to us. People are complaining that the kind of responses they are getting is not good enough. Please show understanding. They are overwhelmed. If you come in, they don't have what they used to test you or what to give to you. Please show understanding. It's annoying to every one of us. But that's the state of our health infrastructure.
Which needs to be rejigged, which needs to be structured.
We all have come to that agreement.
Yes.
We all have come to that agreement. And probably, again, if I may add, that could be what the president could tell us in a speech.
Which is very important.
Okay?
Respect those defining statements.
They should also tell us what the COVID fund, what it is currently doing. Nobody is talking to us.
Well, let me just give a tip. Recently, they said they're looking at feeding over 1 million households.
You are looking at after how many weeks? These monies are there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that it's now going to feeding, because initially what we heard was more of health infrastructure. But we'll come to that discussion. I know that it's really getting very interesting.
It's getting interesting. You see, this is where your prioritization skills come to bear. Again, it has to do with crisis management. But again, we must commend them, because it's not easy to be... Everybody that are in the forefront making this decision, they are under pressure.
Yes, everyone's under pressure.
They are under pressure.
Not just
so
Nigeria.
There are lots of... I'm interested in Nigeria.
Yes, I'm just saying that not just Nigeria, but at the global level, everyone's under pressure.
So I'm sorry, but I'm interested in Nigeria. I want our citizens to survive.
Yes,
you know. Survive, so everyone really are under pressure at all. And the kind of decisions you make should be decisions that will impact, that will have quick impact. Pam, nobody should tell them it's feeding. So when we saw that they want to face hospitals, I was just like, oh my goodness, shouldn't this guy know better? It's food. How can we get food? How can we get some money to people? which the government is doing, the palliatives. How can we get people, and we've discussed it in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We've discussed it. So we
so
must
you
commend.
agree with that line?
Oh, certainly I do. Certainly I do.
All
And what they need to do, the federal government said they've opened up our food banks, our food storage system, the silos. Okay, fine. Who are these? How are they getting this across the
logistics?
nation? How are they
because the
getting
Minister
it
of
across?
Agriculture met with the Minister of Internal Affairs and Minister of Police Affairs to just coordinate the passing for all food supplies. They will have easy access to
I want to
these things.
see steps that have been taken. That's the news they should communicate to us.
Last week, yeah. So let's see the impact
We
this
have
week.
met, and this is what is taking place.
Yeah.
You keep engaging the citizens.
Yeah.
So the anxiety and the anger and the panic and the various
will be
minimized. That's where, again, I don't know, the Minister for Communication, the Minister for Information.
Alhaji Mohammed.
Yes. These are the kind of information, this is the best time, in my view, for him to revamp his public image for the citizens to see, in my view. Somebody may not agree. You get my point. But this is the best time for them to be reaching us. You collect this information, you push it up. You collect this information, you push it up. All the channels that they have. All the channels that they have. So we are seeing what the Minister of Information is giving. We are seeing what NCDC is giving. You get my point?
Yeah.
And being used creatively in every tongue, in every language, in every tribe. We're hearing them. They're talking to us.
Let's leave it for that because it's getting interesting. But restarting your business after lockdown is a very important subject of discussion.
It's very important.
Anywhere you are in the world, not just Nigeria.
Not just Nigeria.
Right.
Now, the truth is this. We all are in a unique situation. And there is anxiety as an entrepreneur. I'm in the same state that you are in. Your thoughts is, how do we roll back, especially for SMEs? How do you go back? How do you restart your business? I want to use this short session. I'm going to deal with this the whole week, and I'm encouraging you to follow because you need to begin to think differently on how you're going to handle this. How do you restart your business? I'm going to share some thoughts because this will help you in shaping the way you think. One, for starters, what is happening to your client base? What is happening to your customers? How are they living this period? It doesn't matter the kind of service that you're doing. What are the shifts that you are seeing in their behaviors, in the way they consume services now? All of your clients or customers and mine are currently still offering or taking one service or the other. So what shifts are you seeing? So I want to take maybe two, and we'll take some others today. Here is a chart that I have, which I want to share with you. And if you look at this chart that I have, I talk about your business type. What are the possible changes that has taken place in my business? So there are several things you need to be thinking about. What's the impact and what are the possible next steps you are going to look at? Let's assume you have a barbing business. All right? What are the possible changes or shifts that you see that are taking place from those supplying you service, your customers, and those who are you are also enjoying service from? Let's say I have a barbing salon now, all right? Now, what do you think people who want to barb will be thinking about? Everybody will be having some kind of concern to come to your shop. So what do I need to do? So the possibilities are more people will go do what? Buy their barbing kits.
Yeah.
They buy their barbing kits, and when they buy their barbing kit, they want to do it themselves.
Self.
But how many of us can do that? How many of us can do that? So your challenge now is, as someone, even if you are involved in the beauty business for women, pedicure, manicure, and the hairdo, okay? People are now trying to save money. Meanwhile, you need to earn. So how are your customers behaving? What conversations are you having with them? So a possible response is, or the impact for you is that your customer volume, the traffic of your customers is likely to diminish. You need to begin to think about that. Whether you're in the salon business or you are the whichever, for both male and female, there is the likelihood that people would now be involved in doing it themselves because of the cash situation as well. Reality. We talked about balancing what? Reality with what? Hope. Expectation. So, because that possibility is there, and that is what most people are doing, and you want to earn income, and let's say you are in these two businesses, another issue is the issue of price. Everyone is price sensitive now. So if you are in that business, are you still going to be charging what you were charging before in a situation where people have not earned, including yourself, because your shops are currently closed, so to speak? A lot of people will now be coming with their barbing kits or with their hairdo kits and to see how they can negotiate with you on price. Everybody is price sensitive. So what are you going to do? So you need to begin to look at these changes and the impact, and what are you going to do? Your understanding of the behaviors of your customers and your clients, all right, and how they are currently using those services will shape how, or should shape how you should restart your business, your strategy for response. It should shape it. One of the steps you could take is to begin to look at how you can offer personalized service, which you call home service. You probably are doing that now. Guess what? That should increase. If your shop is going to open eventually, what are you going to do? You need to have sanitizers as well as what? Face masks. So you need to go and make investments. These are ideas I'm sharing with you. You need to have face masks so that as customers are coming in, anyone that does not have, Oga, Madam, please take. You need to wear this. All right? And you yourself, you assure them that you have gloves. Or you could also provide gloves in your salon or in your salon for them to use. In case they come, they don't have one. Hello? You need to begin to see the shift so that people have confidence to come to your shop and still have service. You are personalizing, you are responding to the seasons, you are responding to the changes that customers. You're also addressing their concerns about coming to your shop. I've given you 2-3 ideas on how to respond. Now, you could also create a loyalty program. Oh, John, how am I going to create a loyalty program? I don't have a computerized system to get that done. No. This is where you will now have a register. Hello, sir. Hello, ma. Can I take your number? We are running a loyalty program.
I like loyalty programs.
I
like loyalty
for every
programs.
2 haircuts or every 2 hairdo or manicure or pedicure that you do, we'll give you 50% discount for the third.
Yeah.
We'll give you 50% discount for the third. Or if you come with 2 people, come at any point in time, you come with 2 people to our salon to do your hair or to do your manicure or to do your pedicure or to do this, we'll give you this discount. That's a loyalty program. So what do you think will happen? And they know when they are coming, you've taken adequate precautions. Or if you invite us to your home, we used to charge, maybe your home service used to be X naira before. Will it be X minus 10 or X minus 50 naira or X minus 100 naira or 500 naira? Or will you say, all we ask you to do is, we'll still take the same rate, but just pay our transport fare to come to do personalized service to you? You need to begin to look at this. You think these are not possible, they are possible. One, your customers or your clients already know you are thinking about them in terms of health and safety. Yeah. 2, they still want to enjoy the service they were enjoying from you. Okay? Yeah. Now, a lot of people are going to lose their job. So you are or have started losing their jobs, like you know, and they are likely to come to these businesses that you are doing. These two examples I have taken, okay? So you need to look at the possibility of what is the barrier of entry. If the barrier of entry in this business is low, trust me, you're going to be battling for customers. And you're going to also be battling for what? For price. You need to be able to think about these so that you can respond when the chips are down. We are in unusual times. So the quality of service you and I give to our clients needs to be raised. So for every service that you are adding, that you are giving now, you need to do what we call added value at almost no cost. What is the added value that you are going to give to your normal service at almost no cost to your customers? I'll stop there today with these two examples. We'll continue and take some other industries or maybe some other businesses tomorrow, as the case may be.
Well, I like the fact that you started with the micro businesses which have wider impact on society, barbing, and even the beauty and beauty and salon. And
thank you.
Yeah, because it goes to show that even from that level, you bring creativity, you bring strategy, you are proactive. It now goes to other sectors, and that's how businesses can pick up after the lockdown. I like the loyalty, because
very
you
good.
I was telling you several weeks ago that, for example, pay TVs, this is a time they can take this opportunity to see who have been those loyal, faithful customers for periods like this, and do discounts, not waiting for those opportunities, but seizing the moment to say, we have a list, we have a database of people that have been loyal. This is what telcos do. I mean, telcos try to reach out to their loyal customers. They do loyalty schemes. They also try to reach segments of customers, but they need to do more because it has to reach the whole value chain. So loyalty schemes are very important. Why is that really lagging in a time like this? Because we've heard, Mr. Lampo, marketing strategies today, when we talked about consumer confidence, said this is a time for companies to be empathetic. Do things that boost consumer confidence. Yes, I know that these are challenging times, incomes and all that, but we can always be creative to create that value amidst the challenge.
Let me tell you why it's the issue of customer service has been poor in our climate in Nigeria.
Okay.
Across industries, banking, hospitality.
Even down to aviation. I know aviation is worst hit this period.
But across industries,
yes,
to be fair. The issue is because until recently, when the guys at the Federal Consumer Protection Council or agency has started, the guy that is there now, the guy is doing yes, I think since he came in, they've ramped up the performance of those guys. Now, the reason is because if you look at the way we offer service, all right, the owners of these businesses do not even believe, and those of us also procuring these services, we have not derived, or we have not demanded the value for our investments. So most times, the attitude the owners of these businesses have towards you and I is as if they are doing us a favor because we do not have an active consumer protection until probably now. All right? They have a lot of work to do.
They have to really step up to ensure that
if we've had that, by now, the key industries that are reaping lots of opportunities out of this, you know, like they say, if somebody don't know bad, another person don't go better. You get the point. Yes, that's the way life is. You get the point. No hassles. No hassles. So if we've had that, if we've been customer service centric, all right, then we will see these freebies or these gifts come to you and I across the various service. Sure, you get the point. So that's what I think is happening, and So I'm not surprised when your guest was talking about that.
Yes.
We need to have a service mentality. But the first thing everybody is talking about, you're not talking about the value that is to be offered. People are always talking about how much is it. People, you give somebody a proposal or that you want to do this, you want to do this. The first thing they ask you is how much is it. You give someone a proposal. They've not read the proposal because we also have this. The first thing they go to is how much is it. The moment they see you've not read what it would take. What it would take to get that service that you want. You get the point, and that's why in our client, the knowledge business. Has not been thriving the way it ought to be as it is in other
because
clients.
We need to be able to factor in the value to the rates.
Yes.
It's okay. Very important. It is very important. Thank you very much, Mr. John Wese. At least we've heard today that we need to enhance personalized service for customers and also reach out to them with a customer loyalty program, which is very key for businesses as they begin to restart after the lockdown. So, I believe that businesses are hearing this, CEOs and all the key players in businesses are getting ready for this phase. Yes, definitely. This cannot hold for a long time. We are seeing economies reopen. Nigeria will definitely begin to reopen fully its economy as we see the COVID-19 case begin to take its root. And businesses must begin to look at things like this to encourage consumers to be involved. Thank you very much, Mr. John Wese.
You're welcome.
And
My
looking
joy
forward to
once
this
again.
conversation through the week, which is very critical at this time. And so you heard there, restarting your business after the lockdown. We looked at enhancing personalized service for customers and also the issues of customer loyalty program. That'll be all for this discourse today on strategic management with Mr. John Wese. It was nice listening to him. We'll have more of him through the week till we continue this conversation. But you need to join our platform, www.proshareng.com. We have news stories, videos, and reports this period that will be very insightful for you to learn from. Also, this period of the pandemic, ProShare has prepared for you a very, very, very rich platform where you have all the market data and analysis on how the global pandemic is affecting even Nigeria. Log on to proshareng.com/COVID-19 and you get all the analysis you need. Join us 6 p.m. this evening for the Human Angle, where we give you stories about COVID-19 pandemic and other issues as it impacts humanity. Till we come your way again, thank you for watching. Have a nice day and stay safe.